What's up, ACTE? I want to talk to you today about configuring your router so that it will work out of the box. It works a little bit, but not quite. So we're going to make a few configuration steps just to make it work. So to do that, we need to go into the Windows VM, and we're going to open up a browser, and we're going to browse to our router's IP address, which can be found by typing ipconfig. And the default gateway is the router's IP, so you can just go to, see if it'll let me just do the IP address. Okay, so it will let me do the IP address. So the default credentials are admin and pfSense. Should be just like that. Let's sign in. And you should get a screen that looks very similar to this. May not look exactly like it, but should be similar. So in order to get started, you want to go to the System menu, and the first thing you want to do is click on Advanced. You here, scroll down a little bit, and you want to click on Enable Secure Shell, because we'll be using that, and Enable SSS Agent Forwarding Support. Scroll all the way down and click on the Password Protect Console menu, and then press Save. You'll see that right up here it's processing, and it will say the change has been applied successfully. It may require you to wait 20 seconds. That's not unusual. Just wait, and then once it gets done and you see this change has been applied successfully, you know you can move on. So under Interfaces, you want to select WAN, and you want to scroll all the way down, and you want to uncheck these two boxes that say Block Bogon Networks and Private Networks. Just because this is a lab environment and we're using both private and Bogon networks on each side, we don't want to have these blocked. So you can hit Save, and then over here, Apply Changes. And you see the Edge is processing it. So, all right, change has been applied successfully. And finally, you want to go to Firewall, and you want to go to Rules. And it says, no rules are currently defined for this interface. All incoming connections for this interface will be blocked. So you want to go to Add. You want a pass rule on WAN. All that's pretty much filled out for you. And just go Save. And now we have a rule that says everything can come through. So press this Apply Changes. And it should say everything's been applied successfully. So you can go back to Firewall Rules, let it refresh, and everything's there successfully. So at this point, our router should be good to go. So we should be able to test it now using the SSH. So let's see, we can, let me pull up my router. So the router, my WAN side router is 192.168.23.128. So let me see if I can SSH admin at 192.168.23.128. And it should ask for a password. It may ask you for a yes or no on whether or not to import the identity key. Just select yes there. And pfSense is the default username. So now you can see it's given us the menu for using pfSense. But we do have the ability now to log into the pfSense or to use pfSense as a SSH port. So let's see if we can get into pfSense's website from our host machine. So select 0 for that, and up arrow. And let's go through here and say capital L 8080-127.00.180. Remember, this is saying I want my port 8080 on my host machine to be attached to 127 port 80 of this machine, which is my router. So we'll enter pfSense. Okay, now let's see if we can get in. Open up a browser. Go to 127. Oops, come on now. And now we have pfSense available from our host machine, so we don't have to go into our Windows VM to use it. I hope this really helps, and if you have any questions, please let me know. And we'll see you next time when we set up our Debian machine. Thanks a lot, ASCTE.